All right, welcome to the Port Barry Coaches Show. We're back. Been a while since we talked last, but kicking off the new season, had a lot of things going on. A lot of things going on with the Alumni Association, raising money. Uh, just last weekend, they had the dance. They said it went pretty good. Coming up, we have a gun raffle that's coming up. So if y'all want to get in on that, you can contact Chris Rito. We're gonna put the information down below. It's $50. I think it's like, was it $50?
$50, you get 30 chances.
30 chances to
30
win.
guns.
Yeah. So that's a pretty good deal. Then you got a cook off coming up October 26th. They're going to do a cook off in the park, Port Barry, anything over rice. So that's going to be pretty good. So definitely want to support the Alumni Association because they do a lot for y'all. So,
And I mean, on that cook-off, they gonna have cornhole, and I mean, it's gonna be a whole big.
a Dunkin' booth too.
Seems like it'll be a big festival.
Yeah, they're having a Dunkin' booth. Head coach is going to be in it. $5 a ball.
I get my rubber ducky and my life jacket.
Got a lot of baseball players going up. So, talking a little bit about you had a scrimmage, definitely wasn't what you wanted. Good thing about it, it doesn't really count in the record books. Coming up to Jamboree, kind of the same thing. Doesn't really count, but it gives you an idea of where your team is. Coming up, going into the Jamboree, I mean, what are you looking to improve? I mean, what you know what you need, where you need to be at to get.
Well, I mean, just kind of looking back, starting with the spring. I mean, I thought we had a great spring.
Mm-hmm.
We went up against Eunice and gave them everything we could, and we had a lot of fight and a lot of positives going into the summer. I mean, it carried over through the summer and then into the scrimmage week. I felt really, really good about going in.
Mm-hmm.
I love scrimmaging against Oberlin because it really gives you a good test of kind of where you're at because they're always a hard nosed team.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of little country boys, man. They play hard. They're physical.
Oh.
They can punch you in the mouth and I was pretty animated on the sideline when we weren't punching back.
Right.
And it was very uncharacteristic of these guys, and I know that's not the identity of this team. And, it like I said, it was just disappointing across the board. We didn't look crisp on anything we were doing offensively or defensively, and so I mean, going into the Jamboree, like again, it's the same thing. We're 0-0. And one of the big things taken away from the film is every mistake we made is correctable.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like we were just getting blown up off the line. It wasn't like we were just getting out athleted. We beat ourselves, put ourselves in some bad situations, and it's things that like we're going into this week, and this week we kind of the theme is kind of redemption. It's just kind of get back to what we do well, get back to playing good, crisp, fundamental football, regardless of who the opponent is. We have North Central. They've got a new coach. I mean, North Central, anybody that follows this area, there's always good athletes around that school. They haven't really put it together in football, but like I said, new coaching staff. It's a new year for them, and they're not gonna, they're not feeling sorry for our scrimmage results from last week. And at the end of the day, as bad as we played, when it came to touchdown for touchdown, we tied.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, we were able to put some points up, and we had some good moments. We're trying to trickle that down to the Jamboree and really put at least a full half of football together.
So speaking of new coaches, last year you came in as a new coach. You came in, you won 5 games. So I mean, kind of thinking going into the season, that's probably your floor right there. You want to hit that 5 game or higher, and definitely get back in the playoffs. I mean, looking at your schedule, you definitely you have a bunch of games that you definitely have the talent to be in at every game.
Absolutely. I mean, last year I kind of looking at the schedule, just looking at what, we caught some teams on some good years where they were kind of rebuilding and they were kind of young and, and we took advantage of that and we were able to get some wins in and, I thought 6 wins was doable last year and we fell a little short. And the games we lost, the most disappointing things about those, with the exception of one, we really weren't in those games.
Yeah.
For 4 quarters. And some of that's just our opponents were really really good. I mean, we had Iota who was battling for a state championship, Northwest who was a semifinal team, Church Point went second or third round of the playoffs. So I mean, OC made a little run in the playoffs. So, I mean, the teams we lost to, there's a reason we lost.
Yeah.
They were pretty good and they showed why. They outscored us.
Is what you strive to become.
Right. I mean, that's kind of something. And I mean, looking at our schedule this year, there's definitely no cupcakes on our schedule.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no, and not disrespecting any of our opponents. I don't think there's an iota out there. I don't
Right.
think there's a Northwest out there. I think every team on our schedule, I realistically believe, we're going to be in it in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I mean, that's what you prepare for all week. You in it in the fourth quarter, and then those last 2 minutes, it comes down to coaching. It comes down to those ball bouncing your way once or twice, and so I mean, I think we're gonna see a lot of close games this year. And we're gonna see a lot more exciting games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I
Yeah.
think we'll be in every one, and we stay healthy. I mean, I think you get 5 wins is definitely realistic. I mean, I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility.
So next week, well, this week coming up, you got the Jamboree. So it's right there in Opelousas at Donald Gardner Stadium. So we should get a good crowd to follow out there. And then week 1 opener, we got over here at Crowley, which is going to be a good game. So, hopefully we'll get a good crowd. People come out and support us because it's going to be a new good team. Good look, and a lot of guys. I mean, this year you're asking for a lot of guys to step up from different positions that they were last year. How's that coming along? I mean, you have some that were mostly on defense that's kind of coming on the offense, and you got some that played offense going to defense, So
I mean, we're still doing a lot of shuffling around. We start, especially defensively, we're trying to piece the right 11 guys together, trying to figure out where they best help, where they best fit us, what scheme helps best fit us. I've challenged that senior class from day one. We lost so much leadership from last year.
Yeah.
The seniors we only had 8 seniors, but those 8 seniors were the heart and soul of the team. They ran practices, they ran the weight room. They took a lot off of my plate that I didn't have to worry about. From that leadership side, and with 14, 15 seniors we have this year, those guys, I'm asking them all to step up. In leadership roles, step up, play a bigger role. On the offensive side, on the defensive side, and for the most part, they're embracing it and they're doing the best they can. I mean, there's a couple guys that have really, really stood out. Adam Barron, he's been a kid that I really was hard on at the beginning of the spring because I see the potential in him. I think he's a hell of a player, and he can really be dynamic with the ball in his hands, and he's really a guy that the team kind of gravitates towards. He's never had to play that leadership role and never had to be, put the team on his back. And, but I mean, he's been out there and he's coaching up the younger guys, and he's pushing everybody to do better. And he still has his moments where, just like any other kid, where he has to kind of be told like, hey, step it up.
Yeah.
But he's really come a long way as far as he's really embracing the whole leadership side. Billy Reed, middle linebacker, he's been a 3-year starter for us. He's always been that quiet, kind of lead by example kid. Trying to ask him to be a little more vocal and take charge. And then the junior class too. I mean, we have a lot of talent in that junior class. And I mean, you look at guys like Tyler, who started for 3 years for us. He's really taken the reins in the offense and kind of put everybody on his back. And I think everybody knows, he's kind of our go-to guy as far as just,
But even him being so young as a quarterback, he still kind of stepped back and let other people lead.
Right.
So now, it's the transition to become a leader, and
I think as the game slowed down for him a lot too, it's helped him because he was so focused on his first 2 years on just learning the playbook and learning how to read the defense and how to read the coverages. And he, so he kind of let, Big Brother and the other guys kind of be the vocal guys. And now that he's still got a ways to go. He's all, he can never stop learning. But,
right.
He's become a lot more vocal. Like I said, when that inflection in his voice changes, the whole team kind of looks at him like, he means
I'm gonna get ready.
We gotta get moving.
Well, we hope y'all come to the home opener. We hope you see you at the Jamboree. Jamboree starts at what, 7:05? 7:15. 7:15 at Donald Gardner.
Second game. We have Beauchamp versus Eunice first, and then we play. They say 20 minutes after, so it's scheduled for 7:15. So
hopefully it won't be like last time. Because what was it, like almost 8 o'clock we got out there? We played the 6 o'clock game. Yeah. All right, well, thank y'all for tuning in. Don't forget to go and subscribe to our channel on YouTube so you can keep updated with all of our news and information that we have. Thank y'all. Have a good day.